Hey guys, how are you doing? All the people. How's everyone doing? This is Lisa and I. You're here for the Cozy Escape Book Club, where we're going to talk about Marigolds and Murder by London Lovett. As you can see, I have a lot to say about the last half, which I'm going to recap, and then Lisa's going to recap the first half.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. And we're also going to announce September's book at the end.
Yes, super, super excited. And we have a giveaway as well later in the stream. So make sure that you're staying, you've grabbed a cozy blanket, a cozy drink, and you're ready to talk some awesome, murder mystery-ness, because it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so I did not make the recipe at the back. I cheated. I don't know if anyone's on Instagram stories. I made pumpkin chocolate chip bread from a box.
Hey, you know what? That sounds just as tasty.
Yeah, it was very good. In fact, it was so good. There's no after picture because you know how it's pretty when it comes out. I just started eating it and I was like, oh, oops.
Yeah. Well, you get so excited. You're just like, oh, okay. No. I got to do this. Got to do this.
Because it's nice and warm when it comes out.
Yes. No, that sounds amazing. I'm kind of jealous.
So if you guys are watching on Courtney's channel, which is awesome, just know that I made a cheat sheet for the characters because there are like 48. And so I know I had a hard time following. So I just made notes. If you want to try those, it's my handwriting. So hopefully you can read them.
So we've got a lot of people over here over on YouTube. We've got Rainy Days. She's dipping in and out. She's at backstage practice for her show. We've got tons of people. Hi, guys. Just seeing everyone. The count is not working properly. The count. What are you talking about, Chris? The sound is not working properly.
Oh, can you guys hear us? Have we been talking to ourselves?
I mean, which is totally possible of us just talking to ourselves. Like, we can talk forever. Give me a thumbs up emoji if you guys are like hearing everything the way that you're supposed to.
Anna said I can hear.
If you can't hear because you're on Crowdcast, you might try and flip over to my YouTube channel where it's live stream there. So you might be able to hear the sound better on there. It might work on the other channel. Okay, good. We see a lot of thumbs ups, a lot of people saying they can hear. Good. I'm glad. I was on. Lou says that it's a little garbled. It's static. Sounds with static.
Sounds with static. Do we both sound like we have static or just one of us? Because sometimes, what's happened to me before in the past? My lights sometimes will give off static. Like I have one that gives off static that I don't turn on. We don't know. But let me say hi to everyone. So Cheryl's here. Emily's here. Anna, Jade, Danielle, Chris Ann Stroop, Barbara, Stacy, Ryan. Awesome. We have so many people. Emily.
Let me see. Aaron just handed me his
Oh, Cheryl just said all the live streams you've done have had a bit of garble in them, both on YouTube and here.
On both. I wonder how to fix that.
Well, I don't know. Both on YouTube. Static. There is static.
How about this? I changed one to my actual webcam one. Do I still have garbly-gookness? Is that better?
I'm putting in my AirPods too. Maybe that's. Oh, Anna said sounds fine to me. You look pixelated. Jade says you went worse when you changed.
Oh, I'm worse now that I changed to my my video or my webcam. Yes, still there. Oh, I see Courtney's face. Let me see. Yes, Courtney's still static. Well, that's rude.
It's so hard, guys, because we can't hear the static.
Yeah. Okay.
We just sound perfect to each other.
Yeah, I don't hear. That one works.
Yeah, that sounds better now that you switched back.
Okay, yes, Courtney is worse for me now. I can hear perfect, but the screen looks weird. Okay, what about now? I've changed back to another sound, and does that work? Oh, I'm getting good nows. There's no static. I'm getting goods. Is that better?
Okay. So much better. Just YouTube. Lisa's saying just YouTube. Okay, so do I sound staticky?
Better now, still not perfect.
Oh. You know, it's really weird though. Last time I listened back on our recording and it sounded okay to me. So I say, because it's 5:06, but still some static when you speak. Yeah, static to me from both. Yes, you both do. A little, but I don't mind. So Chris Ann says no static here. No, no, no. So I say, what'd you say?
Continue?
Yeah, let's just go on. I think it's okay. Sometimes with the streaming, it like, honestly, it takes a couple minutes for it to like, I guess, even out or catch up. That was my technical term.
I like it. I like it. Okay, let's continue. And then if we will try and work on the staticky issue later. I'll Google all of the Googleness to see what's going on. But before we talk about the 6 questions that we posted both on Twitter and we posted on the Facebook group, if you're not a part of the Facebook group or you're not a part of our Twitter, we've been posting like quotes, and we've been posting polls on like, who do you like better, Dash or Briggs, like different things like that. I want everybody to put their star rating in the comments. Give me some star rating. I want to see what we're working with in the crowd. Like, how'd you think about it? What'd you like about it? Don't tell me what you think, what you like. We're going to talk about that, but give me star ratings for here. Ooh,
what are the parameters? 5 is the most?
5 is the most. So like our Goodreads one, like from 0 to 5. What did you think? Let us know. Come on, give it to us.
You can be honest.
Yes, be 100% honest. That's the thing here. One of the, best things about a book club is the fact that it's okay if you don't agree on everything. It's 100% fine if there's something different, because every person reads the book differently. So they bring something different to the table.
Barbara says 4 stars. Lisa says 4 stars. Cheryl says 5. Brian says 5. Jennifer says 3.5 to 4. Anna says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 easily. Jade says 4. Danielle 4. Stacy 4. Lots of 4s.
Yeah, we've got over here, Lou says 4. Ellen says 4. We've got Christiana says 4. 4.5 stars from Dana. Very nice. Very nice. That's awesome. So, like the writing, 5 stars, says Chris Ann. Very nice. So, I gave this I believe the first time I read it, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. But then the second time I read it, I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. That might be because I've also read the other 10 in the series. And so I know what it like becomes. And I think that I refell in love with the characters.
So this is like a biased rating.
Yeah, 100% biased rating. I know I gave it a 4 star before, but it jumped up to 5 stars because I reread it.
Got it. I mean, I would say I gave it probably, I think I'm alone in this. I gave it 3 stars. I read it 2.5 times. So I gave it 3 stars the first half, because I think everyone, if you were on Insta stories, I was like, I had to stop and go back to the beginning and write all the characters out. And then I just tracked characters. And then the third time then that I read it from beginning to end, I did like it. And I gave it 4 stars, because then I was able to like know what was going on.
Oh yeah, totally understandable. So before we dive deeper in, Lisa, do you want to recap the first half of the book for those that have not read it yet? So if you're just coming in and you haven't read it yet, here's sort of like a recap if you're cool with spoilers.
So I have notes, and I gave you guys character notes too, but basically it is about Lacey Pink Pinkerton. So Pink is like her nickname because her last name is Pink, and she has 2 pets, Kingston, who is a crow, and Nevermore, which is a tabby cat. And she just moved to Port Danby in Cape Cod, which is over on the East Coast. She quit medical school because of her hyperosmia, where she has like a really strong smelling sense, nose thingy. Yeah. And so, and then and this was a little cliche. She did quit her job because her ex cheated on her and he owned the company. And then her mother, she does do like the typical cozy where she's on the phone with her mom and her mom's always like, oh, you should have stayed with him because he's rich or whatever, even though he cheated. But you really don't see her mom a lot. And then you meet a lot of characters. I'm going to tell you what to ignore. Lola, Elsie, Hank, Lester, and Dash. You meet them, but they don't really matter to the mystery. And it's a little different that they don't help her solve the mystery. Like she doesn't really have like a co-conspirator helping her do zany stuff. She mostly, if she's trying to process information, she does a lot of internal dialogue to get through the clues. So chapter 3 is the most important chapter because in chapter 3, that's where you meet the victim, Beverly Kent. Well, you don't even meet her. She's just mentioned. And then they mention that her high school sweetheart is Willie Jones. Now, Willie Jones is married to Teresa Jones. And she's obviously, they mentioned that she's turned in some jewelry. So this is important, right? And to a pawn shop. And it is apparently some high school sweetheart, class ring necklace that Beverly used to wear. Now, they don't really tell us. Did they tell us the age? I felt like they were like geriatric senior citizens, Willie and Teresa.
I feel like she was more along the lines of like getting in their 50s, like their late 50s, because the way they talked about like pinning the girl, giving a girl a ring, that's perfect era for like the 1950s.
Yeah, grandma kind of era. Yeah. So then they talk about how she does a pumpkin contest. And when I say she, it's the victim, the one who's killed. So Beverly has a contest and her main competitor is Virginia. So Virginia is somebody that you need to remember for later. And then they introduced in chapter 4, the detective, which is Detective Briggs, who's pretty much like her partner when they're solving everything. And he's also introduced as a potential love interest, but they don't really explore that a lot. Then there is a random murder that they talk about, which was kind of, I don't know if you can tell us if they talk about this later in the other books, but they just mentioned that there was a murder across the street that happened over 100 years ago. They don't really solve it, and they do talk about it. And so you're like,
it's like a mystery within a mystery that I love. Okay. So you're like trying to figure it out throughout the series, and it's brilliant.
All right. So you're going to have to read the next 10 books to find out what happens there. They introduce the mayor who doesn't like her or is worried that there's a crow inside of her flower shop. I don't think they mentioned, maybe they do later, why she had the flower shop. Like she does want to, be her own boss like everybody else, but they don't really mention like why a flower shop instead of like chocolate or cupcakes or donuts or something. Okay, so this is a little odd. So in chapter 10, we finally find the dead body and the male lady or male person, I'm sure which is PC, finds the dead body. And then Lacey just happens to be riding up on her bicycle. So this is a little odd because the mailman clearly, or male lady, I keep saying that, clearly found the body. But later on, they're always like, oh, Pink, you're the one that found the body. But she didn't find the body. The mail lady did.
She corrects a couple of people. She's like, no, the mail lady, like throughout the book, like a little bit, she'll be like, well, she found the body kind of thing. Yeah.
But we never see the mail lady again. So you can just forget about her. And then chapter 7, and then all of a sudden we jump to chapter 17. And this is really important because we meet this guy named Kyle. I think his name is Kyle, and he's the delivery truck guy for Daryl Featherton, who owns a Featherton, like the garden company. And so he mentions, because after she found the body, Pink just automatically goes into sleuth mode. She's not like, oh, this is so sad. She's just like, let me just kind of hunt around. And she found on Virginia, who remember is the victim, Beverly's main competitor for the pumpkin contest. She found a packet of hybrid seeds. So when she talks to Kyle, she asks Kyle if he knows anything about the hybrid seeds. And I only saw this when I read this like the 4th time when I was making notes for this, is that Kyle, the delivery boy, mentions very quickly that yes, Daryl supposedly got a contract with a big seed company. And that's a big clue, but it's mentioned really quick and brief.
Yeah. So like she drops red herrings and she drops little clues that had you really been paying attention, you would have picked up on. But sometimes that's the trait of a cozy or a mystery, right? Like you have to be sleuthing too yourself. So then I went through and just put some notes on chapters 18 through 37. Chapter 18, it's mostly about how Pink visits Lola and tells her about the body and how she needs to, she remembered some things that she needs to go tell Detective Briggs. And Lola's like, oh, Detective Briggs, hey, like, is that the only reason why you're going to go talk to him? And then it goes on to, I'm so sorry. She goes on to talking about how Pink asks Taylor about working for Bev. Taylor was the diner woman's, one of her twin sons. And so she's like trying to get in any more information. Like, did you see anything? Did you hear anything? Kind of thing. But it seemed like he was just too much into his own little world. That's where I got a lot of my quotes from this chapter. Whenever you go on Twitter, I talk about the dating app that Lola decided to be a part of, which I didn't know how to feel about Lola throughout the book. I didn't know if she was too childish or kind of like, I don't know, she was written pretty young. So we can put a pin in that and we can talk about what we thought about Lola throughout the book. Because I know how she is throughout the rest of the series, but I wanted to see what you guys thought on your first. We find in chapter 20 that Bev dies from a blow to the head. And that we find out a little bit more about the Hawksworth murders. Mr. Briggs, Detective Briggs, just kind of tries to make Pink go into the murders a little bit. He's trying to like shy her away from the actual murder that just happened. And he's like, hey, you should go and research that. But she's smarter than him. Yeah.
So in the fourth time of rereading that, I did notice Pink is the one that actually brought it up. And then all of a sudden in the conversation, he's like, yeah, he's like, well, I guess you could go to the library. And she's like, oh, are you trying to throw me off the case? And I was like, you're the one that mentioned it, lady.
So like it ends with, she's like, what did she say? Now I've got a mystery to solve, and I do love a good mystery. I was just about to go out the door when it occurred to me I had been had. I turned back to face him, and that's exactly what you were hoping for, wasn't it, Detective Briggs? And I was like, all right, then. Yeah, no, I can totally see that. And I even put on my little note, the growth of Briggs and Pink with a little heart next to it, because I ship Briggs and Pink. I don't ship Dash and Pink. So Pink's curiosity leads her to the seed shop, the Featherton seed shop, where he's doing all of those different things. And she realizes that her and Briggs are sort of on the same step on who they think are doing it, because she starts sort of like popping up where he's popping up interviewing witnesses, and that cracked me up. Like when she knocked over the little rake, whenever she's trying to like listen to their conversation, it cracked me up, her trying to hide. And that was at the Green Acres farm. So there were a lot of places that you sort of had to memorize or try and remember throughout this. Jade, I love those scenes too. And when he saw her riding her bike down the road beforehand, oh my God, yes, no, it cracked me up. She was like trying to like ride her bike really, really fast because she thinks she's being stalked. And he's just like, what you doing? Why are you going there? And it was just, so then she followed him to Featherton's, where they're doing the hybrid seed stuff. And she finds that he's going like straight into the place, and she goes around the back to the nursery, and she runs into Daryl Featherton, and she sees that he's got scrapes on his arms and that he's just a little bit too busy. But she learns more about like the nursery and how he does the hybrid kind of things. And she notices little things and smells little things. Like she saw a stain on his leg, and her heightened sense of smell, she realizes that it's pumpkin, but he has no pumpkins anywhere near around his nursery, which I thought was really, really good. Chapter 24, we're getting into how we learned that Bev was at the diner before, and maybe that's how she got the ketchup on her shirt. Maybe that's how. this is where I wrote Featherton was shady. Like the way he was like trying to answer the questions and stuff. I was like, dude, this is shady, not okay. Because like his sharp reaction to, oh, this is just a cut that I got from this, but he seemed really, really defensive. I love I wrote Briggs being salty at Pink, heart. He's all mad because she's like popping up everywhere he's popping up. But you can see that he's starting to like really like her because he's starting to, throughout the next couple of chapters, he'll like stop and give her a little bit of a hint of like what's going on. He's like, hey, we found out that Bev was actually hit in the head. And then she's like, well, I can go to the farm with you. And then she finds the blood on the post in the farm and like figures that out. I really feel like chapter 25, I was iffy about because it just talked about her mom. I feel like her mom's very nosy and I kind of want to flick her in the nose and she's not as like nice as she should be. But then we get into another person added to the story, which is Kate Yardley, which she pops up more in the series, but I want to know what you guys think about Kate and like her, like, oh, are you sure you're not a size blah, blah, blah? And she's like, no, I'm a size this. And it was just, I did not like that cattiness. It was rude. We've got Teresa being a suspect, which is the wife of the man at the beginning of the book who dropped off all of his things at Lola's shop, and he left his class ring in there, and he was going to give the class ring to Bev. And so that's when Teresa starts to become a main suspect, a red herring, if you will, because she seemed extra peppy and happy that Bev was dead. And so it makes you go, what's that about? So we go into that history. We fast forward and we find out that Featherton really likes the ketchup at the diner and how he's really messy with it. And so that Pink's sort of like, oh, I wonder what's happening there. And she starts diving deeper and she learns even more about the deal that he had made with that company, that if his prize pumpkin wins the contest, then he will get a lengthy and a very lucrative contract with the company. But his wasn't winning against Bev's. And so there is the little light bulb going off going, he's the one that could win the most out of this, because it's always follow the money. Then we see that there's another red herring when Lacey goes and visits the mayor and tries to get some information about the mayor. And she's like going through his secretary's files and sees that Virginia already won, or is it Virginia already won the pumpkin contest, right? And so she was like, it was rigged. And so that throws you off a little bit more. But then you start really realizing that the pumpkin really would not have smashed on Bev's head. Then Lacey bumped into Featherton again, and she really makes the connection. And they learn about just everything that Featherton was going to lose had that pumpkin contest not been done. We get to chapter 36, which is confronting the killer, which was Featherton. And I love the very last sentence of the book. It's Briggs saying, I get the feeling life around Port Danby is not going to be the same now that Lacey Pinkerton has moved to town. And then that's the end of Marigolds and Murder. So, I mean, it was a lot in one small little book that was only 167 pages. That's half the size of a normal cozy mystery. So yeah, what did you guys think? We've got some questions. The first one was like, what is your Rotten Tomatoes score for this book? I see a lot of people say that they loved how quick it was, how impressed they were with how well it was done. I mean, it was pretty awesome with how much was able to be done in that short amount of time. I'm going through some here.
A lot that came up while you were talking.
Yeah, a lot came up. So like I'm trying to go back. A lot of people love Briggs and Pink. Thank you for the tab hero thing. Yep, I love my tabs. Did you guys automatically know that it was going to be Daryl? Because
I don't think you could have. So Daryl wasn't even introduced until chapter 15 or something. So it was a while.
Yeah.
So I don't think you could have.
I like how
13.
There's Teresa to the Richard Lord of the series. So if you read the Big Shot Mystery series by Ellie Alexander, Richard Lord is like this guy that you just hate. You want to punch him in the face every time you come in contact with him. I can see how Teresa might have been that person. Let's see. The story was extremely well done for a shorter cozy, is what Lisa says. Yeah.
I love those scenes too. And when he saw her riding her bike down the road beforehand, do we know? Does she ever explain that? Like, why not use a car? Is she like a really strong environmentalist?
It's not that she's a strong environmentalist. She just wanted to save money because she left the big town to create her own shop and everything. And since she lived so close to where it was, she decided the exercise and everything like that was good for her. Okay.
Yeah. At one point I remember she was like, I was on the highway and then I was like, cars were swishing by. I was like, yeah, it's a highway.
Yeah. So like a highway in a small town compared to a highway in like a big city, totally different. But yeah, she only uses her car for whenever there's cold weather, but she prefers to ride her bike. Yeah. So what did you guys love most about this book? I'm thinking about creating a video where I talk about the Kindle sort of short cozies versus regular cozies. Which do people like more? Because these ones you can go through really, really, really quick. I mean, they're 167 pages half the time. Like, what did you love most about this shorter type of cozy? What did you like about it, Lisa? What was your, do you like the regular size cozies more, or do you prefer something like this, that like Agatha Frost, London Lovett kind of size?
Honestly, I don't have a preference. I just like a really good story. So if you want to do short, because as an author you like that, that's awesome. Or if you want to do long, that's great too.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like that. I like the fact that if I feel like I'm getting into a reading slump, I am so more about reading these smaller ones because I feel like I've like achieved more in my day, because then I can start this and finish it in like 4 hours. Danielle says that there was no fluff filler, which I liked. Like, it was very like succinct, but it wasn't like so bare that you couldn't visualize everything.
Jade, my favorite two things were her super nose and her crow. Each thing was so unusual. I also like seeing a relationship with Briggs develop. Yeah, the crow is cool. Like, I've never seen anyone with a pet crow. So that was
we got a lot over here on YouTube. The crow pet, not gonna lie, it made Natalie extremely happy. I love how Blue Sapphire says, I'm watching you discuss a cozy while reading a completely different cozy. That is fantastic. Dana's favorite part was the chemistry between Briggs and Pink. It gets better. Continue to read. Julie liked Briggs and Pink together. Lou said she was grateful that it was short because she just started it last night.
Yeah, that's good too. That's helpful.
Yeah, 100%. And then I love what Laura says. She says that the bike reminded her of Jessica Fletcher. 100%. Yes.
That's right. I totally forgot that she would ride around on a bicycle.
She 100% rode around on a bicycle. That was, 100% Jessica Fletcher. You've got to love Jessica Fletcher. 100%.
But do we still think Jessica Fletcher would have done that if she had Uber?
Yeah. I think she looked so coiffed on her little bike. I loved it. Barbara says definitely the banter between Briggs and Lacey. She also liked that it kind of kept her guessing who the murderer was. 100%. I actually just finished Double Trouble, which is written by London Lovett, and it's her Firefly Junction series. And actually Lacey makes an appearance in that book. But I'm not joking. I messaged London and I go, I didn't guess the whodunit until I was 93% done with the book. I finally got to 93% and I was like, no way, she didn't. And then I finally read it and I was like, I have to message her right now. And I messaged her. I was like, you blew my mind. She goes, yes. That's what I wanted. It was so good. It was so good. Loved it.
Danielle, Jessica Fletcher, that little busybody.
Yes.
Ryan.
100%.
Ryan, it was good short and it was filled with good things. I like Lacey and her sense of smell. On
YouTube said she would use Uber if it was bad, inclement weather, but I think she'd still use her bike as her main mode of transportation. I agree. Yeah.
Cool.
So
yeah, I mean, I used to live in Chicago where people just ride their bikes year round. I think it's very brave.
Well, and whenever Aaron and I were in Japan, they had whole entire parking lots just for bikes.
Yes. And isn't it crazy they don't lock them up?
No, they do not lock them up.
Nobody steals.
No, it was amazing. But that's that was the first time I had ever seen just a whole like parking lot just for bikes. It was amazing. And it was all over Japan. All right. So we've got question number 3. Who was your favorite character? Hands down, your absolute favorite character. Let me see. Who was your favorite character and who was your least favorite character? Let's do both. So we've got Lacey as your favorite character for Ryan. What else? Let's see. Lacey, a lot of people love Lacey. She's just a likable character. Like, she doesn't have really an annoying quirk in her body. Well, at least for me, she doesn't. I really, really liked it. Anna said Briggs was her favorite and her least favorite was the mayor. Yeah, the mayor's just a douche. Like,
I mean, he didn't really get a lot of like page time though. So,
no. But like, you can just like get the domineering man. Like, whenever he just like walked into her store, like he owned it. It was just like, why do you have a crow there? And like, he automatically just had like an annoying view of her. He's like, I looked you up. Why'd you leave like a 6-figure job to come over here to a small town? What's wrong with you? That made me so mad. I was like, don't try to understand.
Jade, hate the Mary, Aaron is secretary.
Yes. Danielle, it's none of his business. Exactly. It is none of his business. None. Absolutely none. Lou says, hands down, Lacey is her fave, but she loves that her cat is named Nevermore, and she's got to love Poe. I love that Poe, like, I love that Kingston is the crow, but not named Nevermore, and that the cat's name is Nevermore, and that's from Poe. Like, it was just a cool little thing together.
Well, even her last name, Pinkerton, that's the old Securitas.
Yes. I love that. Let's see. Ellen says favorite is Lacey. And Lacey and Kingston. Her least favorite was Kate. Yeah. Kate just bothers me.
Julie, Pink and the Mayor. Jane. Can I also say I love Crow the cat? Played no real part. Yeah, the crow was doing some cool things at first. I thought maybe it was going to be trained where it could like sneak into places. Does it do that later in the series?
No, but he does sort of find clues throughout. Like he has sort of a bigger part later in the series. Yeah.
Thinking of those like old carrier pigeons. Go send a message to Courtney.
That'd be amazing. Cheryl says she thought that Kingston was going to find the clue to the murder. Yeah, because he was flying around while she went to go find the eggs for his breakfast and everything. I can totally see how that would be a thing that on your mind, especially with cozy mysteries. They normally have a lot more role when it comes into that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Julie, I didn't care for Kate either. Yeah, they made her very unlikable.
Yes.
I don't know how she could sell anything though. She's like fat shaming everyone who comes in.
No, I'm like that. The idea of her shop sounds so cool, like vintage clothes and things like that. Like I have a mod cloth addiction for like vintage, like embroidery cardigans. Like I'm such an old person. Like I'm an old lady at heart. Like I can't wait to be a grandma, like kind of thing. So Jade, I thought Dash was a little suspicious. Do they explain him more later? Yes, they do. They actually explain, I think in like book 8 or 9, why Dash and Briggs have such an animosity towards each other. I'm not going to ruin it for anyone, but they do explain it later. But
that's a long wait.
Okay, it builds, like you're starting to get like, why do they hate each other? Like, it's not like an annoying, oh my gosh, why am I having to wait so long? Like, the way she paces it is really good. But I'm just going to say that I 100% am Team Briggs. Like, that's just me. Team Briggs. Yes, I see people looking forward to reading book 2, 100%. I hope you love it.
Lisa says over on YouTube, Kingston had a broken wing and Lacey nursed him back to health. Yeah, that's true. That was a cute story.
Yeah, that was so sweet. And like how she did try to do the right thing and send him back out into nature. And he was just like, no, I'm cool with just hanging out with you.
Laura, we have to wait 9 books to find that out. I know, right?
I don't want to spoil it for anyone. I just don't want to spoil it. Cheryl, this has to be my favorite cozy mystery that I have read this year, maybe ever. Yes!
Wow, that is a strong statement.
Yes. Anna, get all the books, 100%. You're not going to regret it. I mean, these are gorgeous covers. Do you see how beautiful these covers are? For anything, the aesthetics. They're just spot on.
Yeah, all of her covers, like the color combinations are very like pretty and catchy where you're like, I just want to display them all on my wall, like pictures.
Ooh, especially her Christmas one. She has one that has like snow falling on the town.
Oh, nice.
And I'm just like, it has my heart. I can't not love it. I just can't. And all of her series are like that. The Firefly Junction series and her Starfire Mystery series, just as gorgeous, just as pretty. Cool. Like, when I write my cozy mystery, I'm going to be like, who does your cover? Like,
yeah, right?
Share them with me.
They just tell you right in the beginning, don't they?
Do they? Who does the cover art?
Oh, she didn't. Sometimes people will say cover art by, but she didn't. Maybe she did them herself.
Yeah. She sent this one to me, and it says, to Courtney, I love your YouTube channel. Keep up the great work.
Cute.
You made my heart happy.
Jennifer, I love all the covers. Also, Anna, love them. Emily, they are beautiful. Danielle, props to the publisher for printing in trade paperbacks instead of mass market. Well, these are self-published, so she is the publisher.
Yeah, no, she is the publisher, which is another like thing that I want to talk about. Do we, like with Lyndon Levitt and Agatha Frost, they are self-published books versus the traditional way of publishing. Like, what does one think? Lou says, I typically read cozies on my Kindle, but I'm thinking I want a set of the actual books. And they feel amazing. They feel sort of like satiny, and they don't have the glare, which makes me as a like booktuber super happy.
Well, when you get these, when you order these as an author, you can get glossy or matte. So
yeah. I love the way that the matte feels in my hands. Like, I don't know why, but it like gives me cozier vibes. That's probably weird. I'm probably just weird, but yeah, I prefer that kind. Oh, this is an indie series. Yes, Jade, this is an indie series. 100%. Let's see. Did the live stream end? It said that the live stream is offline on YouTube. Hold on. I think
really did you see it? It reversed us. So I'm on the right now and you're on the left. I don't even know what's going on.
I'm not reversed on mine. Weirdest thing ever. So we've got
it's reversed on yours, or it isn't?
It isn't. You didn't reverse on mine. Like, you're fine. But on here, I don't see. Oh, well, that's what it looks like for me. But why are we over? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know why we're over either.
Like,
I did really still here.
Yes, we're still here. Goodness gracious. Guys, I am so sorry.
Did you?
I didn't touch anything.
Do you have a voodoo doctor there?
Right? Like, I just got like someone just, all over, just doing all the magic on the worstness. Come on, guys. You have one job.
It says the live stream is still going. If you go to your page.
I go to my page and it doesn't have the live stream going at all. It has the 36 minutes that we've been on, but that's it. Like it says stream 2 minutes ago and it just ends.
Oh no.
Oh, that makes me
Yeah,
sad.
stream 2 minutes ago.
I have no idea. We're going to have to fix that later. Let's just continue. And then hopefully people decide to open it up on Crowdcast instead. Hopefully that works. Let's see. Did this book inspire you to eat more cupcakes? That's the 5th question.
So Elsie had the bakery, and then at one point, Lace made cookies for her neighbor just to do some spying, which very much reminded me of the baking mysteries with Hannah Swenson.
Yes, Hannah Swenson, or the Bailey Cates. She has the Magical Bake Shop mystery series. There are so many. We've also got, like, I've got an arc of the Cup of Holiday Fear by Ellie Alexander, and this is the Bake Shop mystery series. Like, if that doesn't look scrumptious and make you want to eat all of the sugar ever, I don't know what does. It's amazing. So 100%. Oh, I love, I don't need inspiration for that. 100%. We're just automatically going into wanting all of the sugar, all of the baking, and everything like that.
Do you want to, I'm just thinking, Courtney, I don't know, because it doesn't look like we can pick the live stream up, even though I refreshed the key.
I'm going to put the on Twitter.
Okay.
Does that work?
Just in case, well, I think Twitter and I think on YouTube, maybe just put a post that says the link to here, Crowdcast.
Yes. You guys continue talking while I do the little community post, because I'd hate to lose all of our friends that have decided to come and visit us and then it's not working.
All right. So does anybody, so I can only look at the comments now on Crowdcast. Jade, I wasn't inspired to eat cupcakes, but I do like to collect the recipes. You know, Jade, that's good. I was inspired to bake something, but let's be real. When I wake up, I'm always inspired to bake something. So it probably doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Jennifer, baking ones are fun because of the recipes. I've tried a few from the Hannah Swenson series and all have been great. Yeah, it'd be nice if the book just came with like a pre-made bake mix. Like I would totally order those.
Oh, it would be perfect if there was like a subscription box that was like your cozy and your baking to go with it.
Exactly. All you have to do is supply your own eggs and olive oil and stuff like that. That would be perfect. Anna, that would be awesome. Cheryl, Hannah Swenson has a cookbook out from her series. Jade, yes, I would order those too. That's a great subscription box idea. Jennifer, yes. That's a great cookbook. Oh, the Hannah Swenson. I am like kind of lazy. I don't know if anyone follows me on Insta stories. I'm afraid of the grocery store because I'm a New Yorker. And so this is the first time ever that I've really had to cook. So every time I go to the grocery store, it's like I'm super overwhelmed. It takes me like 2 hours to find anything. And then I don't know if it's just me. I feel like the grocery store clerks are hiding from me. I'm like, hey, wait, where's the, or people look like they work there, but they're just there after work and they're like, I don't work here. What are you doing? Don't talk to me, lady.
Or they're wearing the shirt color that like everyone else at the shop is wearing. Like at Walmart, everybody wears blue. And then if I see someone in blue polo, I'm automatically like, hey, how are you doing this? And they're like, I don't work here.
Exactly. I do it all the time.
I didn't mean to do that.
People love it when you do that.
Yeah. I'm like, sorry guys, I apologize, kind of thing.
Danielle, I hate when I mistakenly wear a red shirt to Target. I always get asked. Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
Oh no, Anna, I could never get into Hannah Swenson. Ryan, I could never get into the Hannah Swenson series. So here's the thing. I am not as into the Hannah Swenson books as much as I am into the movies on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries.
And I've never seen the movies. I have only been able to read the first book. I know, I'm a horrible cozy mystery person. I've only read the first book and I thought it was okay, but I heard that it gets better because of how many, people are messaging me, where are you? And then I'm sending them the link. So I don't know. I need to just dive into the movies because I heard that they're a lot better than the book. Like they just feel cozier.
They're 1,000 times better.
Yeah. Good. I need to just check those out and see what I'm missing.
Yeah, I love them. Plus, I love, what's her name? God, I can't remember her name. The girl from Days of Our Lives. Who is she? Somebody help.
Goodness. I have no idea. Days of
The
Our
blonde girl. She's also in their new series, The Chronicle Mysteries, which I've already watched 4 of those as well. Allison Sweeney. Thank you, Cheryl.
There you go.
Jennifer, everyone's like, yeah,
we've got you, girl. We've got you. All the Allison Sweeneys. That is awesome.
And Joanne is super sweet in person, says Jennifer. Wow. I've never met her.
Happy.
Emily, I like the movies too. Jennifer, I agree. I like the movies. Yeah. I mean, I pretty much just watch the Hallmark Channel or the Hallmark Movies and Mysteries channel. That's it. That's honestly the only reason I even have cable.
Yeah. See, and I don't have cable. So I'm like trying to figure out how I can watch all of the Hallmark mystery stuff without having cable.
So I do have some of the movies on YouTube. You can buy them on YouTube. I will send you the link.
Yes, send me the link after this because I totally need that.
Cheryl, I've never seen the movies. I just know that she's in them. And I love her on Days when I used to watch. Yeah, I grew up watching her on Days of Our Lives. Stacey, love all the Hallmark mystery movies. They should make London Lovett books into movies. I don't know if they can because it's 2 hours for a movie. And these are pretty short.
I don't know. I feel like they could flesh them out a little bit more. I think
from a production standpoint, I've heard this too, is that there might just be too many characters in here, so that might cost too much.
But there's not. I think the first book is the only one that introduces so many characters that you feel a little overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. I don't feel as overwhelmed reading all of the other books in the series.
I mean, I know nothing about like books to screenplay. I'm sure they would change it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're going to change everything. Yeah. They always change something, right?
Yeah. Jennifer, she comes to Scottsdale, Arizona for her new book release and hoping in February 2020 she'll be there. Barbara, they have an app. They have a Hallmark app, but I would argue that it has mostly just old movies on it.
It's not that user-friendly. It doesn't have many of the mystery ones on there. It's always like
there's none.
And I'm like, I don't want to watch the other ones. I want to watch the mystery ones, guys. That's all I want to watch. And then I tried looking on the website, and the website forces you to have a cable connection. And I'm like, I don't have cable. I have Cox Internet, but I don't have cable, and the Cox Internet doesn't count. So Amazon, they don't have them as in I can just buy the DVD. They have like some of the old ones, but they don't have any of the new ones. It makes my heart unhappy.
Oh, yeah, Amazon does have some of the movies too. Barbara, that's a bummer. Danielle, sometimes the library has them on our online movie services such as Hoopla. Emily, it doesn't have many mysteries on the app. Yeah, nothing. Julie, check the Hallmark stores. They have Hallmark movie dads, DVDs. The Hallmark store in my town here in San Diego went out of business. Ooh, I was super sad because I love the Hallmark store.
I think we have one in a mall, but that mall is starting to be closed. Like there's a lot of empty shops. Yeah.
Sad, sad days. Yeah, it's funny. I used to work with this girl. Every day she'd be like, let's quit our jobs and open up a Hallmark store.
Now that's amazing. Like I don't know. I just want to bring people happiness. That's like my biggest goal in life is just to be like, make people smile. So question number 6, the coziest element of the book. Like what made you feel like this is a cozy 100%? Like what made you feel that? I've got a question though. Courtney, what's been your favorite book in the Port Danby series? Oh my gosh. I would have to go back into like my Goodreads like scores. Because there was one, and it was like her longest one yet, and I loved it so much. I don't remember the name of it. I'll have to look. Maybe I can post it on Twitter later, like what my favorite one was. I really did enjoy the latest Port Danby one, though. She gets better and better as she goes. I see a lot of people saying that the small town and the setting of the small town was what made it cozy for them. Oh,
I don't know if we want to do this, but Help from Crowdcast just messaged me and said that we could reset the session. So it will wipe out the comments, but in theory, it said it might post again to your YouTube channel.
Okay.
Do you want to try that or just leave it?
I think we'll just leave it for now. And then
Okay.
if that happens again, then we will.
Okay. Because we're so close to the end of the hour.
Yeah, because we're so close to the end. And for the giveaway, we kind of have to have the comments.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
We do need those.
The cozy description for me, said Cheryl, was the descriptions of the town. Anna said that she could ride her bike everywhere. And when she got trapped in the mansion, yes, I don't know. It gave me very, like, that town gave me very Stars Hollow kind of feels from Gilmore Girls. I kind of got just that vibe, which made me extremely happy. Anna said that her shop was between a bakery and a coffee shop. That's like the goal. You want to be in between where the cafe is and the food. I 100% agree with that.
I mean, that is my goal just in life in general. That's why I miss New York.
Like, see, my goal would be bakery, I own a bookshop, coffee shop. Like,
Oh, yeah.
the trifecta.
That would be perfect.
Oh, Dana, I hopped over from YouTube. I loved the neighbor bake shop and the free treats. Thank you for hopping over from YouTube. We don't know what happened on the YouTube front, but hopefully it's okay that you had to transfer over here. Thank you for transferring over. Yes, The Good Witch. The town does remind me of The Good Witch, which I binge watched on Netflix, and I love that show.
I love The Good Witch.
Yes, it's so good. Yay, Francesca, she made it over from YouTube. Thank you.
Yeah, we lost a lot of people because it looked like there were 80 views.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of people watching, and then it just decided to be rude. So, yes, The Good Witch, so good. I just, makes me so happy. I haven't caught up on season 4, so I've only caught up on what is on Netflix. What's on Netflix is what I've watched, and I haven't caught up.
That's right. You don't have cable.
Nope. So, like, no spoilers for me, please.
I've seen none of the movies. Oh, you know, Anna, if you just wait, like I just recorded, this just happened like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I recorded all of the Good Witch movies. They had like a marathon because it was right before the season started. So I recorded like 6 of the movies that I haven't seen. And I purchased some of them actually on iTunes as well.
There you go. Love it. Canada Netflix doesn't have The Good Witch. Oh, Cheryl, I'm sorry. That sucks.
That's so sad. You can buy them, Cheryl, I think you can buy them on iTunes though.
Yeah. Ooh, that would be good. Smart way to be able to do it. Be like, hey, Christmas is coming up.
Yeah. And I need Chris, thumbs up. Oh. Should we just go ahead and announce the next book?
Yes. Do you want to do the honors of announcing the next book?
So we had 4 different books, and remember we had seasons, and so the next season coming up is fall, and Courtney had a great idea because it's back to school that we do libraries and bookstores and those kind of things. So we picked 4 different books. So I don't know if you know how Courtney and I did it. She picked 2, I picked 2, and I secretly willed for Death by Coffee to be chosen, and it worked.
Yes. So it won in a landslide on Twitter, on Instagram, on my YouTube channel, and then on our Facebook, right? Like it won across all 4 platforms. So
yeah, I'm excited because there's 2 amateur sleuths, which we're not used to. Usually just get 1.
Yeah. So we're super excited for it. So it's the Death by Coffee, which is even better. It's by Alex Erickson.
Yep.
And
I already made a reading schedule because I was manifesting that this would happen. So I'll post that right after this.
You're like, I've got this.
Yeah. And when I was on my phone earlier, I was like, we're live.
Yes. I haven't read it yet, so I'm excited to read a new cozy. Thank you for the reading schedule. Yeah, that was all Lisa. She was like, hey, we should do a reading schedule. And I'm like, that is the best idea ever. Yes, let's do it.
I plan everything. Like if you want, we can just plan per day, per hour. Just kidding.
Yeah. I'm trying to open it up on Amazon to see if it's on sale on Amazon.
I don't know. I don't think it's free, but I was able to loan it out from the library for free.
Yeah, there you go.
Because it's trad.
Oh, it says, Jade says it's on Kindle Unlimited, but she's not sure if it's for free. If I can type it on up. So yes, let's see.
I have a copy. Jennifer, I'll check Kindle Unlimited. Yeah, I mean, if you guys have libraries, I mean, I'm still a member of the New York Public Library because their selection is like a gazillion times better than San Diego. So any ebook I want, I can pretty much get through New York. So if you live near a major city, they usually have a buddy system, and then you could get books. Like Chicago, I know I used to live there. They have a really great ebook library selection.
It is $1.99 on Kindle right now.
Oh, okay.
$1.99 on Kindle. So it's not free on Kindle, but it is $1.99, or at least that is what my app says right here is $1.99, which compared to the $7 to $10 range a normal cozy in paperback is, that's not bad at all.
Jennifer, libraries. Yes. Thanks, Jade. Jade, that's a good price. Cheryl, it wouldn't be in my library system. They don't have many cozy mysteries. You know, you can ask for it, Cheryl. It's your local community library. Like I know New York City, even though it's huge, I can put requests in all the time for books, and they will usually just do it. Yeah, because not a lot of people take the time to request books anymore because everyone's going through Kindle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we got a giveaway from London Lovett. So she was super sad that she couldn't stop by our live stream where she is. So she's writing 2 books at once right now. She says that she actually finds that to be easier. She says going from one cozy to another cozy, if she gets bored with one, she just goes to the other. And so she's actually writing really as fast. But where she's at, she doesn't have very good cell service or internet service. So she has put together a really cool little gift basket kind of thing with a book and tea and bookmarks and a candle. And so do you want to tell them how we're going to choose who the winner is? Of course, as you're like drinking, I'm like,
well, every time you talk, I'm like, I'm drinking while you're doing your recap.
So like I've had this water here this whole time and I'm like burning up under my lights. And of course, like I haven't had one sip of anything. So tell them so that I can, hydrate.
Okay. So basically, here's what we're going to do. I need one person, whoever is commented last. Emily, give us a number between 1 and 50. Any number. 34. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go through the comments, and whoever number 34 for comments is the winner. That's our random system.
Yes, so that way it doesn't feel like we're like picking people who are like we know in real life, or like we see comment the most, or whatever. It's that number 34. So what happens is we have like a sheet that can be pulled out of Crowdcast, and we can actually pick.
I will share it.
Ooh, so we're not being Cheaty McCheaterson.
Right.
Yes.
I hate when people do that and they're like, Courtney won. I'm like, how did you pick Courtney?
Yes. So let's
all right. So go down. Number 34 is Ryan.
So Ryan, you have what we want you to do is we want you to message us on our Twitter with your address and congratulations, Ryan. That's awesome. And we're gonna try and do something like this with the author that we pick every time that we do our live stream. We're gonna hopefully one of us will reach out to Alex Erickson and be like, hey, so you guys are gonna be part of where we're doing you for this month or whatever. We're reading your book.
And that way you get rewarded for chatting with us.
Yeah. Because you took time out of your day to spend time and talk about cozies with us. It's like, it's the best thing ever. And I don't know, I think it makes both of us really, really happy that you come and talk with us.
All right. So it is the top of the hour. Like, how good is that for timing? Last time we went on and on.
Yes.
All right. So what is everybody else doing tonight? I know it's a Wednesday. It's like a school night. It is a school night for you.
Right. It's a school night for me, 100%. Ryan, if you don't have a Twitter, you can email me at courtagonist@gmail.com. It's just my handle and then @gmail. So just email me that and then I'll send it to London.
So it's 6 o'clock here. So I ate dinner. So I'm probably just going to eat some more chocolate chip pumpkin bread, if I'm being honest, and get some work done. So.
Yep. I'm going to drink some water, cozy up on the couch, and start a new book because I finished the one that I was reading. So.
Oh, that's right. I can finish Death by I can start. Well, I already started. I can finish Death by Coffee.
There you go. Good night, everyone. I hope that you have an absolute amazing. Lisa, I was on the YouTube chat. I lost the live stream. What's the next book? It's Death by Chocolate. So I'll post it on, Death by Coffee.
I keep talking about chocolate. I'm like subliminally saying.
So it's Death by Coffee 1. I'll put it on our Twitter. Lisa will put it on our Facebook group and everything like that. There will be a reading list to follow and everything.
Yep.
So good night, everyone. So glad you had fun and everything.
Bye.
Bye, guys.